Alright, hello and welcome to a new X-Plane11 video in virtual reality in VR here on my channel. It's been a while since I recorded the last video due to family restrictions and limited time actually. But now I'm back, hopefully not for the last time. Alright, it's something new today, or what's new? It's actually happening. A lot of things. A lot of tools are new. A lot of scenery is new actually in the simulator. Aircrafts have been updated, and so on and so on. So just to give you a little update here. First of all, the aircraft, it's an Airbus A321 from ToLiss in its latest version. So that's where I actually flying a lot of time right now in the Airbus. I like the Airbus flying. I also have the BSS sound pack with the Neo from the Neo version, the just latest released one, with this very great sound recordings for this aircraft. Especially in the configuration with the Pratt and Whitney engines. This is something that the Neo types have been released. New type is new from ToLiss with this Pratt and Whitney, and these engine sounds are actually very great and deep and realistic. Okay, so that's the aircraft, Airbus A321 actually. The another thing is I have Traffic Global for my offline flying now installed to give a little more live in the air and on the ground on the airports. There is a little issue with Traffic Global. We might see it maybe during the flight or not. Let's wait for that. That sometimes actually Traffic Global is not selecting the active runway very correctly in correlation with the wind directions. So that's something you always need to check when you are approaching an airport, that the active runway you can once you are close to the airport and hook on the approach frequency, then you can there's a shortcut in the tool for getting an information about the active runway. So it's sometimes it just does not match with the wind directions. However, we will see later on. Okay, Traffic Global, that's something, and I also have Ultra Weather XP in its latest version 2.6.4. That's something I also had, I think, in the last video. But yeah, I have a clear sky today, so probably not too much clouds to see. But this also works very great now in VR after some iterations and updates. It's a great tool. Okay, all right. So this is just a little update on the environment, on the setup. Now, so we are, what are we going to do today? We are in Hamburg, Echo Delta Hotel Airport, stand 7, I think, yeah, it's stand 7. Ready to do a very short hop to Copenhagen, Kastrup, Echo Kilo Charlie Hotel Airport. So the plane already is just basically started, battery is on, GPU is connected, and the IRS alignment is already done. So just did it in preparation before. That means we should go on in order to do our preparation for the flight, this very short trip to Copenhagen now. It's a little also, I like flying in the north actually, so I'm currently with the Nordfly virtual airline, also fly with the Nordfly livery of the aircraft, and sometimes I also started online flying with IVAO with the Nordfly call signs. So yeah, this is something maybe to be done in the next video, but today we are just going offline because it's early at the day, and not too much stations are really yeah, online in EVAO. I think Hamburg is right now. There is a tower online, but I don't know if Copenhagen is online. However, I just decided to do that once again offline. Next time maybe an EVAO flight online, but not today. That means we are simulating ATC offline with pilot to ATC. Can have a short look on that pilot to ATC. So we have already I loaded a flight plan from Hamburg to Copenhagen. So we have winds from 80 degrees. That means we have runway 5 as our active runway for departure. We're going to the Luge 1 Charlie departure, straight away to Copenhagen with the Monarch 2 Charlie arrival to runway 2 to right, currently in Copenhagen. Let's check later if that stays or not. Maybe if Traffic Global decides to have another one, so we are going to use that. Anyway, so yeah, the arrival, and then we are going vectors to the runway to right in Copenhagen. So that's just for short introduction, our flight plan right now. So we have 172 passengers on board, a little cargo, so that means we are on a zero fuel weight of 69.1 tons, and we have 5.2 tons of fuel on board. That should be fine for reaching Copenhagen very easily. And I would say, okay, let's go for starting up our preparations. Okay, Echo Delta Delta Hotel. We are going to Echo Kilo Charlie Hotel. There is already a flight plan in the system, so it suggests me to use that. Of course, I will do that. And we are not fly 89er. We have a cost index 35. That's what currently most of the airlines are going to use. We are going on flight level 240 today. The IRS is already initialized, and we are just requesting the winds. Alright, init A page done, going to init B page. So we have 69.1 tons zero fuel weight, and zero fuel weight center of gravity is 25.7. That's going to be in here, and fuel is 5.2 tons. In here it gives us a lot of extra time. Actually, you would probably not need, but anyway. So init A, init B is done. Let's go to the flight plan page. Flight plan. So departure in Hamburg. We are using the runway 05. We are using the Luge 1 Charlie departure. That's it. Straight out. And Copenhagen arrival is we are preparing for 2 to right with the Monarch 2 Charlie arrival. No, we are alright. So we are checking the flight plan just to be sure that there is no discontinuity in the plan. This is looking fine. Oh, there is a manual. Okay, that's the vector. Actually, due to the vectors, I just removed it from the flight plan. I think we are going to have vectors anyway, but I always remove that from the active flight plans. The rest looks great. Missed approach is just a manual thing. Alright, so flight plan looks good. Let's go to the performance page. So we are departing with flaps 1, which gives us V1 146, VR 146, and the V2 of 149. Input that here, 146 knots, 146 knots, and 149. Okay, we are going flaps 1. The pitch trim is up 0.5 for departure. And our flex temperature will be 57 today for that runway. Alright, performance is done, flight plan is done, and EDDH and V are done. We are actually now ready to go. So that means boarding is done. We are going to switch on the beacon light, the nav light, and the strobes to automatically and start the APU. Okay, so once the APU is pulling up, we can now actually go for our clearance now. Nordfly 89er ready to copy.
Nordfly 89er, we don't have a flight plan on file for you.
Wow, that's not good. But you are completely right. Of course I need to file this flight plan to the simulator, otherwise it will not work. Okay, once again. Nordfly 89er ready to copy.
Nordfly 89er is cleared to Echo Kilo Charlie Hotel. Fly the LUG-1C departure, with the LUG transition, then is filed. Expect departure runway 05. Climb to 4,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Squawk 6445.
Nordfly 89er is cleared to Echo Kilo Charlie Hotel. Fly the LUG-1C departure, with the LUG transition, then is filed. Climb to 4,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Squawk 6445.
Nordfly 89er readback correct. QNH is 1019er, let us know when you are ready for pushback.
QNH is 1019er Nordfly 89er.
Alright, so our clearance is done. We have our flight plan confirmed. We got our initial altitude. You may have noticed that ATC advised me to go on 4,000 feet and on the departure, and also noticed that I set 12,000 here on the MCP. The reason is that I am going to fly manually until flight level 10. Usually that means putting on the automation very late to give it more fun on the flying. It means we probably get another altitude very quickly after takeoff that we can then set later. That's the reason for that. APU is started, so we can put the APU bleed on, remove the GPO, and that's probably it for the moment. We are done for pushback and engine start. Nordfly 89er ready for pushback and engine start.
Nordfly 89er pushback and engine start approved.
Pushback and engine start approved Nordfly 89er.
Let's call the pushback truck right now.
Bodenanbrücke. Der Schlepper bringt sich in Position.
It's always driving through the scenery. That's kind of crazy, but this plugin actually better pushback that works very nicely, to be honest. If you don't have it, get it. Better pushback, best you can have. Even if it's run through scenery. But that's, yeah, that's it.
Bodenanbrücke. Alle Türen und Luken sind verschlossen. Wir sind bereit, den Schlepper zu verbinden.
Okay. Yeah, just a few words before we are pushing back to these Pratt & Whitney Neo engines. These engines require cooling before start, and in order to not losing too much time, usually 30 seconds cooling time before spooling before you can start them. These engines have a dual cooling feature at the plane, which can be found right there. Dual cooling. That means it's starting to cool both engines when starting the first one, and then you are not losing too much time on that. So
Schlepper ist verbunden, der Beifahrsinn ist gesetzt. Bitte lösen Sie die Parkbremse.
Right. We go for pushback.
Wir beginnen mit dem Pushback. Die Triebwerke sind bereit zu machen lassen.
Yeah, no, because I need to first switch on the ignition, and then dual cooling is active, so we can go on for engine number 2. You see the cooling time, and so it's now decreasing, and it's going to, and it's going up N2 to 10%, and it starts cooling procedure once that is done, and it's spooling up. So it takes a little bit longer to start those engines compared to the CFM or IAE engines, but these are very efficient ones, the Pratt & Whitney, and they have a super cool spool up sound you will hear later when we are ready to go, actually. So we have, as you see, some planes here in Hamburg. You have Eurowings, we have Ryanair, we have KLM, and so on. That's what Traffic Global actually is introducing, or is having in the scenery. It's makes everything a little bit more realistic, by the way. And the good thing is that also there is a link between Pilot to ATC and the simulator. So Traffic Global actually is using the new artificial AI planes system in 11.50 X-Plane, which is performance efficient. And that one you can introduce up to, I think, to 64 at the same time, so it gives you without any notable performance loss. So that's really cool. And yeah, Pilot to ATC is able to detect those.
Bitte setzen Sie die Parkbremse.
Okay, parking brake set. Okay.
Schlepper wird getrennt. Einen kleinen Moment bitte.
Going for spooling up the engine number 1. Yeah, so Pilot to ATC is able to see those AI planes from Traffic Global and react on the traffic, and it also displays on a TCAS system, and it gives you, you are advised to wait if there is traffic on the runway or whatever. It's quite cool, actually, the interaction between Traffic Global implemented traffic and Pilot to ATC. That works very well. The only issue, as I said, is that Traffic Global sometimes selects the incorrect active runway, but let's see if they fix this. I already opened up a ticket for that.
Der Schlepper wurde entfernt, der Bypasspin ist gezogen, Freizeichen gibt's von der linken Seite. Einen angenehmen Flug. Tschüss.
Okay, Dankeschön, Servus. Alright, engine number 1 is also up and running. We can switch the ignition off. We can switch the APU bleed off and the APU off. Oh, let's do a checklist. We have the speed brake to armed. We are going to flaps 1, to takeoff configuration, and we do the flight controls check. Rudder right, rudder left, aileron left, aileron right, pitch up, pitch down. So we set the takeoff trim to 0.5 up in order to match with the FMC setting. And then we can actually request our taxi clearance. A Nordfly 89er ready to taxi.
Nordfly 89er, you were garbled. Please say again.
Nordfly 89er ready to taxi.
Nordfly 89er taxi to runway 05 via taxiways Zulu 1, Zulu 5, Bravo 6, Delta 1, hold short runway 33, and runway 05.
Taxi to runway 05 via taxiways Zulu 1, Zulu 5, Bravo 6, Delta 1, hold short runway 33, and runway 05 Nordfly 89er.
Alright, it routes us via it's Delta 1 all the way down, but what was the... was it brown? Let's I need to read that back. Sorry for that. Okay, we have Zulu 1, Zulu 5, Bravo 6, Bravo 6, Delta 1, Bravo 6. Okay, it's up. It's all the way up here, then Bravo 6 over runway 33, and then all the way down Delta 1 to the end. Okay. So there is another one landing right now. Okay. So we are good to go. Going to our departure checklist, auto brakes to max, cabin check, takeoff configuration, all green. So, taxi light on, wet on, release parking brake, and now you listen to those beautiful engine spool up sound. Isn't that great? Those Pratt & Whitney engines are so nuts too. Look. Okay. So we go here on Bravo Fire. It was giving us, I think, on the Zulu taxiway. Means we are taking it in the Zulu 5 taxiway. Let's see. Zulu 5 taxiway all the way up to the Bravo 6 corner. So, by the way, the Hamburg scenery is a Pavia scenery from, I think, from Just Flight. So, I use the older version. There is a new version in V2 available. I use the older versions because it is more rate efficient, and that's not the new versions has a lot of intensive textures.
Nordfly 89er clear to cross runway 33.
That's
Clear to
great.
cross runway 33 Nordfly 89er.
Thanks for that. So we are crossing, that means we have to do the strobes on for crossing the runway. Okay. It's a beautiful scenery, beautiful add-on airport with a lot of details, and I really like flying in the north at the moment. So yeah, we are going to vacation very often in that area, Hamburg and the Baltic Sea actually. So I'm like flying here in the north at the moment. Okay. Just a few while we are taxiing. It takes so long to the entry point. I have the Thrustmaster TCA Airbus series. I have the side stick, that one here. You can move it, and I also have the throttles. Great tools actually to control in VR. To additionally to having everything touched with the controllers, as you know. So I built a little setup in my working room here, wooden place with a game seat on that. I also have the yoke in front of me for other planes, for smaller planes or for the Boeings. But I placed everything in the same dimensions like in the real aircraft, so it gives you really a great immersion and the feeling that you are going to grab the controls like you see those in the VR, and you grab to the right place and have it.
Contact tower on 121.27. Enjoy your afternoon.
Yes, I will
Tower
do
on
that.
121.27 Nord Fly 89er.
My buddy co-pilot is actually changing frequency for me. Thanks for that. So we are going to the holding point and call the tower. Okay. Nordfly 89er ready for departure, runway 05. Nordfly 89er ready for departure, runway 05. That sometimes happened. I don't know why that is the problem. It does not recognize me. I try it once again. Sometimes it's not the correct tower frequency, but yeah. Nordfly 89er ready for departure, runway 05. No, does not work. This is some kind of, I don't know, bug in Pilot 280C or whatever, so I need to use the say it feature here.
Tower Nordfly 89er ready for departure, runway 05. Nordfly 89er winds are 077 at 6 knots, cleared for takeoff. Runway 05 squawk 6445. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 05 squawking 6445 Nordfly 89er.
Squawk Charlie, ready for takeoff. Wow, isn't that cool? This School of Sound. I have one plane approaching, but it's, I think, on some plus 2,200 feet above us, so... But anyway, we will hurry up. That's even crazy. The route us through these the runway lights here. Anyway, let's just depart. Go on. So. Rotate, lift off, positive climb, gear up. So, climb rate, pitch off, positive pitch of 15 degrees until the thrust reduction altitude. So. Beautiful view on Hamburg. Also on the right hand side you can look on the city of Hamburg. Okay, going to
climb and maintain flight level 110.
the acceleration phase.
Director on 118.2. Have a good afternoon.
Okay, to 110 we go.
And maintain flight level 110. Radar director on 118.2 North Fly 89er. Radar director Nord Fly 89er climbing to flight level 110. Nord Fly 89er, good afternoon. Radar contact.
Hamburg City on the right. We are leaving. Right, we have airspeed, flaps up, ground spoilers disarmed. When you look on the color differences between the different patterns here on the ground, this is due to the Bing auto imagery. So sometimes they are differently lighted actually when yeah, that is something which is actually not, you cannot avoid this because yeah, it's all on satellite imagery from Bing. Anyway, it looks nice and great, still better than the standard scenery. And okay, we have transition altitude. And yeah, still, unfortunately there is no Oryx scenery for tour for Germany right now. What a shame. I hope that they will bring something soon. Yeah, as long that we are keeping on this auto imagery with the Bing satellite images. So, 7,000 feet. Climbing, still on manual flight.
Fly 89er climb and maintain flight level 170. Climb and maintain flight level 170 Nord Fly 89er.
Alright. Passing 10,000 feet, putting the automation on.
Contact center on 125.1.
Lights
Have
off.
A nice day. Center on 125.1. Take care Nord Fly 89er. Center Nord Fly 89er climbing to flight level 170.
Nord Fly 89er, good afternoon. Radar contact.
So it's reducing the climb rate actually in order to speed up to our cruising speed. And what you can see is those engines are only at 80%. We are still climbing with nearly 2,000 or 1,700 feet per minute it was before, and still accelerating. Those engines are very, very great, I must say. The Neo engines with that plane is absolutely fantastic. She reached 300 knots indicated airspeed now. We are still climbing with nearly 3,000 feet per minute and only 80% of N1 from the engines.
Contact Brevin Center on 119.82. Have a good afternoon.
Center on 119.82 Nord Fly 89er.
Okay. This is something that my virtual co-pilot is carrying off, frequency changes and also the readbacks and all
Center
those.
Nord Fly 89er climbing to flight level 170.
Nord Fly 89er, good afternoon. Radar contact. Nord Fly 89er, climb and maintain flight level 230.
Climb and maintain flight level 230 Nord Fly 89er.
230, did we mess up with the, let's have a look on. Okay, we have 230 on our flight plan and I put 240 in the FMC, so I need to correct it. Actually, let's shortly put 230 in. So, alright, corrected that. Switch to dual cooling off, by the way. So, yeah, so we can just relax now, lean back, and enjoy the beautiful view on the Baltic Sea. So we have, I think we let's have a look where we are. We are in. On the left hand side it's Schleswig-Holstein. This is Fehmarn Island. Down there on the left hand side we are just leaving the Lübeck Bay now. So Fehmarn Island and Denmark already. This is already Denmark and before. I really like flying in that sea areas and that marine areas. It gives you a little scenic view while flying actually. Okay, still climbing. There is it's a short trip, as I said.
Fly
So
89er, expect the Mona 2 Charlie arrival with the Monarch transition for the ILS approach to runway 22 right at Castra. After biscuit cleared, direct Monarch.
Expect the Mona 2 Charlie arrival with the Monarch transition for the ILS approach to runway 22 right after biscuit cleared, direct Monarch Nord Fly 89er.
okay, so that is confirmation for our approach, runway 22 right with the Monarch 2 Charlie arrival as filed in our flight plan. Yeah, we will see what hopefully Traffic Global is selecting then. Yep, you can see on the navigation display that it's a short cruise between top of climb and top of descent, only 20 nautical miles. Probably we're already then starting the descent to Castro Airport. And we have beautiful weather today, which is on the one hand very nice for flying. On the other hand, I can't actually show you the great cloud textures from Ultra Weather XP, and but the lighting, you see, the lighting is echt, it's very cool from Ultra Weather. It also is intruding some relay effects, some me effects, and yeah, you have fog layers, everything. It's from the weather point of view, it's very great. And the clouds, once they appear, are very detailed. They look great now with the latest version. Okay, Denmark down there. Windcraft Park in the sea. And we are on our cruising altitude. That means we can release the seatbelts for the passengers. So, enter destination data. Yeah, we going to do that. We need to have a look on the weather in Castro first of all. So, going for our destination. Active sky reports. QNH 1019, temperature 22 degrees. 1019, 22 degrees temperature, and wind is from 210, 11 knots. 210, 11 knots wind. Okay, so we are going to open up some charts for Castro. Okay, let's have a look at the approach chart. ILS and DME 222 right.
89er, contact Berlin Center on 125.8. Enjoy your afternoon.
So, decision altitude or decision height, refer to minimums, and on the minimums you see that
Center Nord Fly 89er at flight level 230.
Okay.
Nord Fly 89er, good afternoon. Radar contact. QNH is 1020.
QNH is 1020 Nord Fly 89er.
Nord Fly 89er, descend to cross Monarch at flight level 150, then descend via the Mona 2 Charlie arrival with the Monarch transition to 3000 feet. QNH is 1019er at Castra.
Will cross Monarch at flight level 150, then descend via the Mona 2 Charlie arrival with the Monarch transition to 3000 feet. QNH is 1019er Nord Fly 89er.
Alright, so we get the descent advice. That means I are going to the managed descent at the moment. That gives us an 1000 feet per minute descent until catching the calculated profile. You'll see that with the small blue arrow here. That means this is the point where
North Fly 89er, contact Copenhagen Control on
yeah,
119er.
we are
42.
doing
Have a good afternoon.
that actually.
Center on 119.42 North Fly 89er.
So, decision altitude, we are a Class C aircraft, that means 220 feet. Barometric. It's the decision.
Center North Fly 89er descending to 3,000 feet.
North Fly 89er, good afternoon. Radar contact. QNH is 1019er.
QNH is 1019er North Fly 89er.
Okay. Yeah, just a few words for the decision altitude. Why are we entering the transition, the decision height, not the transition, the decision height, as barometric and not as radio altitude? This is due to the fact that if we have to do an auto land due to Cat 2 conditions, which is, by the way, not expected today, but anyway, it gives a precise height information to the plane in order to auto land. So it's relying on the barometric information, not on the radio altitudes. That's why I put in this the barometric and not the radio. Okay, but this just as a side information. So we have the approach chart, and yeah, descending to Copenhagen. Okay, so I have a short look on the pilot to ATC window now, actually, in order to see. Okay, so we are not close enough. So usually once you can, it displays the virtual planes here, the traffic, global traffic, and usually you can, if you are close enough to the airport, you can then see the approaching aircrafts either from that direction or from the other direction, so you can get an idea. Okay, so this is probably approaching the airport. 9,000 feet, this one too. So it looks like we are in that, exactly in this situation that obviously it has the wrong direction. I see that here. Okay. However, let's check that later on. You see that here? It's whoop. Let's not see it here. You have. I need to switch off the center feature, Monarch, and then all the way up to that one. So it was departing in that direction, so which is definitely not correct. So we could anyway. I don't really want to. Where I am, I don't really want to. Land against the traffic, by the way, so we should request another runway. Let's arrive a runway request. So we are requesting 0 for left. Let's check that.
North Fly 89er request arrival runway 0 for left.
Okay, and this is the next issue. It is confirming in that window here, but not on the.
Fly 89er descent via the Mona 2 Charlie arrival to 3,000 feet. With the Monarch transition for the ILS approach to runway 22 right.
You see, we are still on 22 right.
Descent via the Mona 2 Charlie arrival to 3,000 feet. With the Monarch transition for the ILS approach to runway 22 right.
I try to change it in here now. So 0 for left, ILS with vectors, and see if we can use it actually. New date, the arrival is not correct. just without any arrival procedure, just as it is. Validate and finally it again. So let's see. Once again.
Nordfly 89er request arrival runway 04 left.
I also need to change it here. 04 left. Woof. Need to go to heading mode first.
Nordfly 89er descend via the Monad 2 Charlie arrival to 3,000 feet. With the Monad transition for the ILS approach to runway 22 right at Castra.
Descent via the Monad 2 Charlie arrival to 3,000 feet. With the Monad transition for the ILS approach to runway 22 right Nordfly 89er.
Okay, so that is the issue I told you.
On 120.2. Enjoy your afternoon.
Heading 342 approach on 120.2.
So once you are in the approach phase, it's impossible to convince pilot to ATC that I want to have another one.
Nordfly 89er descending to 3,000 feet. Nordfly 89er, good afternoon.
That means we need to really
continue descent via the Monad 2 Charlie arrival. For the ILS approach to runway 22 right at Castro.
now speed down.
Continue descent via the Monad 2 Charlie arrival. For the ILS approach to runway 22 right Nordfly 89er.
Back to the managed mode now. Now it's possible. So yeah, why saying that? You see here all the planes are approaching from that direction, which is definitely not correct.
Nordfly 89er turn left heading 303 vectors to the ILS approach for runway 04 left at Castra.
Huh.
Heading 303 vectors to the ILS approach for runway 04 left Nordfly 89er.
Oh, it got it.
Nordfly 89er slow to 250 knots or less.
Yeah, I know.
Nordfly 89er.
It was a little bit too much load at the moment for just one pilot. Yeah, I should have reached 250 knots below 10,000 feet. By the way, we should switch the lights back on. But we are on our way. Okay. Okay, the good thing is that pilot to ATC actually I realized now that we are going to 04 left. The bad thing is that it does not match with the wind direction at all at Castro. So that's you see that the traffic global is doing something definitely wrong here. Okay, anyway, we will do that. Let's go down to 180. Oh, that will be a little bit more.
Nordfly 89er turn left heading to 88. Heading to 88 Nordfly 89er. Nordfly 89er, you have traffic at 2 o'clock 10 miles at flight level 070.
Okay, so I need to slow down the descent a little bit in order to get rid of speed now. That should work for losing the getting on the correct altitude for the approach. So, but it's important to slow down the plane in order to catch the localizer not too fast. Okay. So we can go to flaps 1. Helps us to reduce our speed and releasing the okay, no, it doesn't need to go up a little bit. Here's, I think, 20. What was the... Let's check the... No, 19.
Nordfly 89er cleared for ILS approach to runway 04 left, fly heading 004 to intercept final.
Okay.
Cleared for ILS approach to runway 04 left, fly heading 004 Nordfly 89er.
Go to flaps 2. And go back to open descent mode. Because we already have the localizer, that means we can right now going back to very slow descent and go to approach mode. Once we are on the localizer, it will automatically. A little more. 500 feet per minute is perfect. That means we should reach 3000 feet right at the initial approach fix. Going to put some fixes in. EKCH Charlie Hotel 04 left with 6 miles radius. That gives us a rough idea what is the good latest distance from the airport in order to.
QNH is 1019er at Castrop contact tower on 118.1. Have a nice day.
Okay.
QNH is 1019er tower on 118.1.
I have to do another thing. Just need to press the
tower Nordfly 89er inbound for ILS approach runway 04
Charlie
left.
Golf Tango Lima uniform.
Nordfly 89er,
Castrop
good
Tower.
afternoon.
Wind 19er1 at 9 knots.
Continue
Active
ILS
arrival runway 04L.
left, call when established
Parking
on final.
C33 reserved.
Continue ILS to runway 04 left, call when established on final Nordfly 89er.
Yeah, sorry for that, guys. A little bit too much action going on here. Yeah, what did I do right now is I asked Traffic Global for point 1, the active arrival runway, which we already know, it's 04 left, so we are on the correct one, and it reserved the parking slot for us, which is Charlie 33. That means it has at least one empty stand, and it is reserved for the next 15 minutes in order to give us a free slot there. It also keeps the current traffic flow for the next 15 minutes, so it's not changing the active runway now in order to prevent the traffic from, or to give us a chance to land actually right now. So we are now on the final. Let's report it to the tower and prepare for landing. Runway in sight, Nordfly 89er.
Nordfly 89er continue approach winds are 186 at 10 knots, cleared to land runway 04 left.
You heard it?
Land runway 04 left, Nordfly 89er.
So that means we are landing with a tailwind of 11 knots or something.
2,500.
Okay. Anyway, let's see how that works out now. Okay, done. 2,000 feet above ground level.
2,000.
Activating the approach phase and going back to the managed speed mode. Okay. Landing checklist. Landing gear is down. Designs are on. Designs are on. Oh, yeah. Seatbelt signs are not on. Alright. Cabin check. Flaps free. Flaps full. That is very sharp, done, fully configured and stable at 1000 feet.
1,000.
So we can switch the automation off and bring the spur down. A little bit too high.
400.
See how this works with that tailwind now, but I think it's fine.
100 above. 200. Minimum. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard, retard. 10. 5.
Fly 89er exit runway when able.
Touchdown. So we are taking the high-speed exit on the left. That means we have to slow down to 45 knots minimum in order to take out the high-speed exit. Leaving the runway and switching off the lights as well as the strobe. Alright. Clear of active Nordfly 89er. Clear of active Nordfly 89er. Okay, even something that pilot ATC is usually not recognizing very well. Normally it should then give us a handover us to the ground, and this one is then routing us to the parking slot. However, we already have a reserved parking slot from Traffic Global, so we need to go actually to that one, which is I think Charlie 33. I'll have another look on just to be sure. Whoop. It's mismatching anyway. The windows. Let's just briefly check.
Charlie Golf Tango Lima Uniform, Castrup Tower. Please contact ground on 121.605.
Okay. It's mixing up the windows here. Let's just go. Okay, something frozen here. But I think it was Charlie 43. Let's try Charlie 33. Otherwise we just take another one, which is hopefully empty then. Airport chart. Okay. Whoop. Parking stands. Yeah, Charlie 33 is on that one. Yeah, so we are just coming in here and going to the right. Brakes are a little bit hot, our brakes fan already on. So we can, by the way, also start the APU. That we have some power once we are switching off our engines at the gate. Okay, normally ATC would advise us to either stop at the holding point or cross the runway, so no traffic. We are just crossing the runway. In normal conditions, or if you are flying with IVA or WATSIM, you should not do that until advised to. Alright, so let's go right on the Zulu taxiway now. So the Charlie terminal is that one over here, so we are. I think Charlie 33 is on the other side. Let's check on that. What was Charlie 33 is? Yeah, it's on the other side. Slowing down to 10 knots usually. Turns, you are not overspeeding over 10 knots ground speed. Otherwise your flight attendants will lose all the coffee. Or the Emirates is pushing back, so let's wait for him actually. Okay. So we are. Okay, I think we take the. Okay, let's check where he is going. Also, in normal conditions, on real conditions, the ATC would advise you to stop before, and once that one has started its taxi, then you are good to go to the gate. Also happens in real life very often if you are flying and if you are thinking, why are we stopping now at the apron or somewhere else, it's most likely because of the ATC are advising the pilots to do so. So, waiting for other planes. Anyway, I'm just trying to take another ray now here to our gate, because normally the traffic global planes, they do not really care about other ones. Especially not the. Okay, you see it's pushing back again somewhere. So, but now we are safe. We can go to, so C37 is on there, that means C33 should be that one here, but it is 35. so C33 is empty. Right, we made it. So, of course, we are taking that one. Switch the weather off, by the way, the radar. Because people on the ground still might want have some children. Also should have switched the transponder off. Alright, so let's the docking guidance guide us to the stopping point in front of us. 3 meters to go, 1 meter stop. Alright. Parking brake on. Disarm ground spoilers. So, wait for the flaps to go up. Okay, flaps are up. That means we can switch off the engines right now. We also switch off the lights. Okay, passenger bridge is coming. Okay, passenger bridge is there. Cargo doors already open, so the ground crew is now doing its job. And we can also see very quickly that the passenger doors automatically will be opened by our cabin crew. Now, see, it's open now, so people can now disembark the aircraft, and that's it for today, guys. We are here at Castro at the wrong active runway, as I told you. Anyway, landing was okay, even with the tailwind. However, yeah, we need to. I have to think about maybe get rid of Traffic Global for some time in order until they fix that issue, because it's And as I said, flying more and more online with IVAO or Watson, and yeah, having some real ATC guys on the other side. Good guys, thanks for today, thanks for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed that Airbus A321, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.